Museler. Ben
What we said before. Okay, one, two.
check, check, check. All right. Welcome to the Formula Kite Youth European Championships. I am your host, Chris Museler, at least one of them. And then I have Benoit Gomez with me.
How are you?
Great. How are you, Benoit?
Yeah, super nice. Thanks.
Benoit is a Formula Kite champion. He is not racing because you are no longer a youth.
Unfortunately not. I would love to.
But it's great to have you here. We are on day 4 of the championship, the Youth European Championship. There was a lot going on up until now. We were in the middle of the Open Series. This is the last day of the Open Series. So, we did 4 races a day for a couple days. And actually, this gets to the pointy end of the event. After today, the fleet is split into qualifying rounds, right? So maybe we'll give you just a little bit of explanation of what that means, where we're at right now, and then we'll send you to a recap video and we'll go out on the beach and check in what's going on. We are under AP, which is postponement, super light right now. Yesterday we sailed at kind of the bottom end of the wind range, but got 4 awesome races in. But Benoit, where do we stand in the series?
Yeah, so basically now each athlete did four races per day, so they're already 12 races. Yeah, they already have a lot of kilometers in the legs, and today let's hope for the final day of the qualifying series.
Yeah, that's right. And at the end of this, we're going to go into detail as we go through the live show in terms of what it means to be in first, second, third, and fourth coming out of this qualifying round and going into all the qualifying series on Sunday. That's the big day tomorrow, not just because it's the last day.
Yeah, actually today it's super important because it will give you a ranking, and this ranking will give you some helps to be on the podium and in the final.
Cool. So the better place you're in, the easier it is to make your way to the finals, right?
Exactly. If you want to do a podium, you have to do a really good day to be as close as possible from the top 3.
Cool. And like I said, we'll get into this a little bit later, but there's one really awesome feature to this format, which is the golden ticket. So, like we just said, if you're in the top 9, you have a kind of a pretty defined pathway, easier pathway into the championship. The top 2 go right into the finals, etc. But when you're 10th through 39th in the men's and 10th through 16th in the women's, you all get to race together to get what?
Yeah, actually, so it's a long distance race of 15 minutes. So you have one start for all the riders, and if you arrive first man and first woman, you get your spot to go into this final series. So it's super important. You can have your last chance even on the last day.
Yeah, so that kind of last chance golden ticket thing is kind of a new part of the format. Has that been used before in these series?
Yeah, we use it already twice on the World Series, which is the open format for kitefoil. But now, yeah, it's the first time with the new equipment on the Youth European.
Yeah, and I did hear one of the times you used the golden ticket. So someone deep in the pack or, beyond the bubble, so in the teens or the 20s, got the golden ticket, had to do a couple more qualifying rounds than the first and second place boat or rider, but they wound up getting a bronze medal.
Hey, everything is possible with this golden ticket, so it's nice. Everyone have the chance, even on the last day.
That's fantastic. And, just to talk a little bit about our leaders in the men's, obviously Max Mader has come back to form. He was an Olympic bronze medalist, and he's still a youth rider, so he's here at the Youth Europeans, and he's been having a great series. He's won a lot of races, but right behind him, these are competitors Riccardo Pianossi from Italy and Gian Staggiati.
Yeah, exactly. The fleet is really dense. We can see the level is insane. Max won 7 races already, so which is quite a lot. And yeah, behind it's pushing really hard. I was with John in Switzerland for the Swiss Champ. He's really improving a lot the last weeks and months, so it's super interesting to see him at the top level now.
But there's a pretty big gap behind that group of 3. One interesting thing that we were talking about before was Max's younger brother, Carl.
Yeah.
Who's a couple years younger. He was in 7th place. Now he's in 10th place. He's on that kind of bubble to get into that top 9. So he doesn't have to go for the golden ticket. But he's been sailing really well, too. Is that a surprise to you?
No, I mean this rider,
Carl
which
Mader.
yeah,
Yeah.
Carl, the rider now that are on the top, they are fighting with us on the men's fleet and adult fleet. So it's not surprising that on the top there is a big gap between the four first for boys and women, as you can see. Women is the same. There is four, and then after there is a huge gap, and then the rest of the fleet. So they are pushing with us. They are the top level riders. So yeah, it's super interesting to see them, and yeah, they are pushing the limit of the sport.
Yeah, the top, let's go into the women's. The top 3 or 4 in the women's are aging out of this. They're all 20 years old. At the very top, Lisa Caval from your native France has been duking it out with Darren Atakan from Turkey. And those two have been trading races all week long. Finally, Lisa kind of jumped out to a 1-point lead,
Yeah.
going into today. If we don't have any racing, that'll be established with Lisa and Darren in first and second.
Yeah, for the girls, so there is Darren and Lisa, which is really in front of the fleet, and then there is another group with Magda and Zoe. Yeah, they all have the new kite for this new campaign for 2028. So it's super interesting to see also the new kite racing and also the new foil, because we also have a different foil and kite this
Oh, that's
this cycle,
right.
yeah.
Yep, and we have some explainers. We have a lot of features to show everyone throughout the course of the rest of this event. The live today, the live tomorrow. If we have any breaks at all, we did some descriptions. You have a kite company called Element Kite.
Yep.
There's Fly Surfer, Ozone, a whole bunch of other kites that have new kites in the Olympic equipment. Post Paris 2024, and same thing with Chubanga and
Levitas.
the foils. But just to wrap it up on the women, and then we'll go check out the beach. The Karolina Jankowska from Poland, just like we were talking about, Carl Mader leading the under 17 in the men's. That's actually kind of a big deal because this is the future. All these other riders are aging out. I know Max Mader just has another 2 years or something like that. But Karolina Jankowska in 7th or 8th place, I think we just had the results up on the screen, is really showing a lot of strength in the women's. Magda is right up there in the top 5, and Carolina is scratching right at the surface of that.
Yeah, the young are pushing really hard the last year, especially when Kite became to be Olympic. Yeah, we see Max coming, and he was in front of all of the people that was there for already along. And yeah, he's doing super well, and sometimes with a really amazing lead. So all these young kids that they are here, I will say kids, but they are not that kid anymore when you look at them.
Yeah.
It's super nice to see them pushing and being on the top 10, yeah.
One interesting thing I was noting about this, when you see someone like Carolina or Carl Mader, they're not fully the size they're going to be.
Of course.
And Carolina was saying, "Oh, I can't hang with Magda. She's next level, but I'm very happy with my performance." She's like, "The 19 is a great kite for me," and she was happy with her performance yesterday. But she's like, 40 something kilos or something crazy like that. And same thing with Carl. I mean, I'm sure that guy will get a little bit bigger. So do you think when you look at these young riders in the youth circuit, and even when you were on a youth circuit, did you see that their performance, maybe their abilities, their body caught up with their abilities as they went through these events?
Yeah, I mean, when you're a rider, especially on this tour, you want to know if you really like it or not. So this is also the first competition you can do on the circuit, and then you choose if you want to continue and how you want to be involved in your campaign. If you want to be fully involved, then you will have some physical training and more kite training, trying to optimize all your equipment. But also your body have to follow the sport. Like we see on the top rider, the rider starting to be a little bit heavier, like around 90 kilo. So yeah, they are getting slowly there to reach the best weight, to be fast in the water and still good on the foil, not too heavy and not too light.
Right. So what we might see here in these youth events and this Youth European Championships, we are right after the Olympic Games. We are in a new cycle. We have new kites, new foils that are allowed for the class. But for the youth, they're not burnt out. They are on they're on their trajectory, on their Olympic journey, on their Formula Kite journey. So they're taking this as serious as anything. And I can see different levels. It's almost like you can see them thinking. I saw Matthias sitting there looking at the water with his headphones on, and you can see them almost trying to decide how how intense they want to go, how much longer they want to do this for?
Yeah, actually, there is a lot of different setting to do the best race. The equipment is important. Your own self, how you are thinking in the water, and the weather. It's super important to observe what's going on in the water. If there is some shift, and you have to be in your bubble to see what you have to do to reach this top level. And now for them is the one of the most important event of the year. And it's super interesting to see how they are going, and they also look at each other to try to see if there is good points to take from someone or not.
Cool. Well, I know you can tell that Benoit and I can talk all day long, and we're going to have lots of opportunities to do that. But it's so much fun getting to know you. Formula Kite Racing's new to me. I cover other aspects of wind and water sports, but Benoit has been teaching me a lot. We've been having a lot of fun, and we'll continue to share with you everything we're learning from everyone. For right now, let's go to a recap video to bring everyone up to speed where we are in the championship. Hopefully, we'll have some racing on the water today. But for right now, Benoit and I will go find out what's going on in the beach and give you an update on the conditions. Tension at the top and stress in the middle. That's the best way to describe the mood leading up to the final day of the Open Series at the Formula Kite Youth European Championships. If you're not in the top 10 at the end of today, a path to the finals is nearly impossible. So the top riders are fighting to skip the quarterfinals and semis, while the rest will struggle through a painful series of qualifiers. There was no light between Lisa Kaval and Dara Atakan of Turkey A all week. Their mind-blowing finish in race 8 had the Turk finishing just inches ahead with their kites almost touching. With a bandaged ankle and limping to her kite on day 3, Lisa Kaval finally broke the deadlock with Atakan and leads by 1 point at the end of the final qualifying series. We can't stop talking about Max Mader of Singapore. He's still winning, but the smoother conditions have opened the door for last year's European champion Riccardo Pianosi to come within striking distance of Mader, winning 3 races on day 3. Reigning youth world champion Gian Straghiati of Switzerland has been perfectly consistent, starting cleaner than the rest and sits 1 point behind the Italian. Only 10 points separate 8th through 11th in the men's fleet, with Britain, Poland, and Switzerland all in the mix. It's impossible to tell who's going to fly through to the qualifiers in either fleet, but one thing we know is that it's crazy tight at the top, and with many ways to get to the finals. At this point, anyone can win the European title. It just may be the ones fighting through the day who will be the ones with nothing to lose on Sunday.
Right, we are now on the beach, checking what athletes are doing, and super interesting to see that they are chilling under the foil. Friendship over there. Gaspar, what's going on?
What's up, bro? Very strong win, huh? You see? Very nice for today. We ride the win for the last day. Tomorrow, golden ticket, and I hope to go on the water today.
Perfect. How do you feel? Like, what position are you now, and what you want to do today?
Now I am 19, and I hope for the end of the day maybe 15.
Okay, so the idea is to stay on this place or to keep some energy for the long distance race golden ticket tomorrow?
No, the objective is to go in the 15 today, and tomorrow I keep my better.
Okay, perfect. Let's see what's Chris going on. Thanks, Gaspar.
Greek, I don't know.
All good?
Yeah.
Nice. Awesome. Awesome. Let's go. All right. Hey, we got some people from Turkey A. Some riders from Turkey A. We got Poi and Darren. What's going on, Darren?
It's all right. Waiting for the wind.
Yeah. So where do you stand right now? Are you kind of close to that top 9 bubble?
No, I'm not. 23rd right now.
Okay. And how about you, Poi?
I'm even worse than him. I'm like 26, 27 maybe.
So
I'm not exactly.
So what I'm new to this group, but Darren Atakan on your team, She's awesome. She's in second place in the women's. Is the Turkish program like? Does she train with you guys? And how's the team developed? Are there a lot of Formula Kite riders in Turkey?
Not really. I think we're like 5 people in total. Me and him, we both train in the same spot. It's called Akyaka. And Darren, I think she usually trains outside of Turkey and with her own club. So yeah.
Gotcha. And let's see, Poi.
Yeah.
I said like poi pancakes, like from Hawaii. Why is your nickname Poi?
We actually own a kite school, and we work with a lot of foreigner people. And my original name, Poyraz, is really hard to say for them. So we just shortened and simplified it to Poi to make it easier for people to say.
Nice, fantastic. One thing, we did a little feature on a bunch of riders to find out where they are in their foiling journey. So obviously we're after the Olympic Games. Can I assume that you guys have some Olympic dreams? And if you do, like, where do you kind of stand on your trajectory?
I don't know. I would obviously love to go to the games, but I'm just trying my best, and we'll see what happens. Obviously, yeah.
Cool. How about you, Poi?
I'm also trying to go just like him. Maybe the 28, maybe even the 32 Olympics is my goal. I'm a bit still too young for the Olympics. I'm only 15. Hopefully, the 32 games will be my time. If not, I'm going to just try my best, see what happens. I hope I make it one day. Other than that.
Awesome. One thing Benoit was telling me about is at these youth events, like it's almost like you're trying to feel it out, like figure out like how serious you want to be.
Yeah, that's true. We also do senior events as well. Last year I did a couple of events in here and in Palma. So this year we'll see where they are and see if I'm gonna go to them.
Gotcha. I mean, there's a lot going on in your lives. I'm assuming you're a student of some sort. Is there a time where you have to kind of figure out like if you're going to go full time or not?
Yeah, it's actually my last year in high school, and this race was really like a deal breaker for me almost, because it's a really important time. My university acceptances are starting to come in, and I almost decided to not come here. It was a last split-second decision. I'm really glad I came. Such a good experience here. But after this race, I'm going straight back to school, hopefully focusing a bit more on academics until this end of the year. Next year, I'm just going to focus on foiling.
Awesome. Fantastic. So that decision is made.
Yeah.
Cool. And then how about the two of you? I mean, Turkey is a beautiful place. But are you guys traveling buddies? Do you like to have a good time? Do you go check out some other things while you're touring these places?
Yeah, we go to competitions together. So and we kite together in our home spot as well. But other than that, we study in a different city than where we live usually. So we don't really see each other that much other than kiting. So yeah.
Cool. Well, what a way to travel, just hanging out with each other, going kiting. When you see your friends at home, when they ask you, like, what are you doing when you're away? Do they understand what you're talking about?
Yeah, most of my friends know what I'm doing because I'm always posting on social media, and they know what I'm doing all the time. I tell them, yeah, I went to Italy, I went to there, yeah, and then they all support me as well, so it's nice.
Cool. And Poi, does one of you have like a bigger social media following than the other one?
He's the social media guy. I'm more less into the technology, the social media stuff. He's more outgoing, more posting. I don't usually post that much.
Cool. Does that mean you're kind of more tweaky too with like tuning your foils?
No, actually, we're both. Like my original equipment was really old. It was a bit beat up. I like to take good care, but not that much tweaky, to be honest.
Cool. I just want to check. Some people are like super tweaky and intellectual about the whole thing, and then some people have scratches all over their foils.
I think I would call myself tweaky because before I was doing foiling, I used to do a lot of freestyle in big air. I still do it, but in big air or freestyle, I think you need to know more about your kites than foiling maybe. I mean, you still do need to know about your foil and the kites obviously, but I think in big air I was more involved in my gear than right now. So I have a lot of experience in kiting.
Yeah, so like in big air, you're like hucking the crap out of that thing.
Yeah, you're really beating the kite and the board especially, so you need to take good care of both and clean them and tune them all the time. Yeah.
Cool. Well, there's a big difference between freestyle and this.
Yeah, it is a big difference.
Cool. All right, you two. Well, I'll leave you alone. So I hope we have some breeze. What are you going to do to pass the time? Are you guys reading books or just keeping calm and trying to keep your...
Probably just sit around, check some videos, probably.
Stay
Yeah.
in the shade.
Yeah. And how about, did you guys play some Frisbee? Anything?
No,
Okay.
trying to conserve energy right now.
Yeah.
Staying in the shade. It's very, very hot here. I'm sweating as we speak.
Cool. Well, that's a pro move, actually. If you see all the top riders, they're trying to expend the least amount of energy. So thanks again, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers. All right. What do we got next? Let's just go for a little walk down the beach here. I think Benoit had a really fantastic thought about, how all these riders are just trying to decide where they are in their foiling life. It's kind of one of those things where not everyone, you assume that everyone sails an Olympic class and they're just going to drop everything and, drop their jobs, drop school, and just try to figure out how to win an Olympic medal. But that's not the case. This fleet is filled with riders who are just at very different levels and different stages in their foiling career. So I think, let's see who we can find here. Can we drop into this group? Awesome. You know these people, Benoit. I'm going to pass you over.
Ah. Yeah, there is Ricky there. There is the Polish team. Let's go to see Ricky. Oh, good. All right, Ricky. How are you going?
Good, good. Just
Yeah.
waiting.
Yeah, waiting. The wind was quite good before. Now it drops a little bit, huh?
Yeah, it dropped so much. It's nothing now.
What do you think of the day?
I don't know. It's a quite strange day.
Yeah, I think so. Why? Let's hope for the win.
Yeah, we will see.
You had good racing yesterday, we saw.
Yeah, good race yesterday.
Yeah, you're happy?
Yeah, I'm happy.
Cool. And yeah, so what's the plan of today?
Another good day like yesterday, but
Okay.
we will see if the wind picks up or not.
Okay. And did you know the new format already? With the, it's not the same format as we had before. The
Yeah, with the
Previous
golden
quarter-
ticket.
Exactly.
Yeah.
did you already use
Yeah,
this
yeah,
format?
we used in Cagliari last week, and I think it's good.
Okay. Well, you will not race for the golden ticket, so
Probably
it
not.
will not affect you much more.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Perfect. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ricky.
Good job.
Stay in the water. We can go check with the Polish team. Chris.
Awesome. Okay. What's going on? Can I talk to these people?
Ja,
Okay.
ja.
Are you related to them?
Ja, my mogę powiedzieć po ruskom języku, może ty chociaż немножко.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right. Cool. Well, hey guys, I just wanted to say hi. I'm Chris. Magda, we met. So, but do you guys mind if I just ask a couple questions while we wait? It's okay. Is this the entire Polish team? No. Okay. So it's even bigger. Okay. Who do we have right here?
Jacob Balewicz.
Piotr Szymiec.
Okay. And you two, is anyone under 17? You're under 17. Okay, fantastic. How's your regatta going?
It's going good, but not as I planned. It's okay. I have no kites, and it's going great, but yeah.
Doing the best you can. Well, we know Magda, you're kind of doing really well in the fleet right now. Maybe you're the top Polish rider in both fleets. And when we think about the Polish team, we think a lot about your 49er Olympic programs are really strong. How much support are you getting from the national coaching for the Olympics?
We get some support. It's sometimes only for the top riders, unfortunately, but I'm not complaining. Yeah, I think it's all right. Comparing to other nations in sailing, I think the Polish Association is giving us more support than in other countries.
Fantastic. And what's your name? Duja?
Yeah,
How are you?
good.
I know we just sprung this on you, but how's the regatta going for you? And do you train with every member of your team or just with the women? How does that work for you?
We are training all together, like women's and men's. And for me, it's okay, like pretty good for me because I'm still learning. And that's it. Like yesterday, I was 2 times 10, so top 10, magical top 10.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm pretty happy about the result for now.
Cool. And when you guys said, I'm going to jump over to these dudes. Is that okay? All right. Awesome. Since you guys are all together, you know, when you finish racing, do you guys all work together to kind of debrief what's going on, or do you have little pockets of groups who are working together?
No, we all stay together. We're friends. We have like together briefings, and we're trying to fight on the water, but stay friends on the shore. And I think that's really important to to stay in the group and yeah, be friends.
Cool. And what's your name?
Jan Koszowski.
Cool. And are you under 17 or no?
No, I'm 18 right now, and yeah, that's my fourth regatta after the ACU foil class, and first time in top 10. So currently good, and yeah, I hope for some racing tomorrow.
Awesome. All right, moving on down the list. I have a question for you. What's your name?
Kuba.
Kuba. I'm Chris. Nice to meet you. So this is a question for the group. Maybe everyone can help him answer this question if he doesn't know. Who has the biggest social media presence of the whole Polish Formula Kite team?
I think Magda. I think Magda has the best social.
Okay, let's look at some of the numbers.
Okay, so
Who would be second?
That's a hard question. Maybe Jacek.
yeah, we're really close with Magda. Magda has 1,511, and I have 1,503. So you're a bit over. You're a bit over. Yeah,
Are you way ahead of the rest right now?
I think so.
Yeah. Why? What do you look like in there? Is it a stunt double? Like what's going on?
I mean, I think it's all about consistent posting, and that's it.
To be honest, I think just all my friends follow me on social media, and I don't have any other followers.
So you have exactly 1,503 friends.
Probably yes, and friends of my mom's. Hi, mom.
Awesome. But do you do YouTube as well? And
No, I'm not. Just Instagram.
okay, cool. Question for you: do you think that that's important to have a good social media presence as you have an Olympic campaign?
Yeah, I think so, because when you're like getting stronger and stronger in that sport, it's really important to have the social media in high level.
Right. But it's also stressful trying to keep that image up, right?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Are you stressed out with your 1,500 followers?
No. Yeah. I don't know. I try to post something. I mean, I have to actually post something once in a while.
Yeah, I mean, you're wearing pearls. I mean, you're looking good.
Thank you. Yeah, but yeah, I think it's well, it helps a lot probably in the future. And getting sponsors is actually like, I think growing up your social media, they would work with you. I mean, happier to have, you know,
Absolutely.
more followers. I don't know.
Yeah, and to have a good presence and then represent their brands, right?
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. I'm not on that level yet, I think.
Yeah. Well,
Let's ask Daniela. Daniela Moros has the best social media account.
awesome. Yeah. Well, look up Daniela and let's see what her numbers are. And we'll finish up with you. What's your name?
Hello there. I'm Mateusz.
Nice to meet you, Mateusz. So you are not U17?
I'm definitely not U17. I'm not a rider. I'm a team physio for the Polish team.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Do you have a big social media presence?
No, not really. Not yet, but who knows?
That's great. So are there some very specific injuries and routines that are important just for Formula Kite versus other sports?
I wouldn't say so, like they are super unique, but I think there are some most common things. I mean, like our rider has some like differences in like maybe form on the water. So that depends, and that means that they are like more there is a bigger probability for them to catch some kind of maybe not injuries, because they are not injuries, but some overuses that we have to keep an eye on. So I make sure that they only cry on my table and not on the water. So like top three, I would say they are like, for example, like for sure, like lower back.
Is that because they're like bent over at a 90-degree angle? Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. Also, like a common thing is like the neck area, so it's like the upper back, the cervical spine, and then sometimes we work with the legs also, like the quadriceps and the calves. So that would be like the top most probable like injuries, pains.
Or more chronic areas.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when we're talking about Lisa's injury the last 2 days, Lisa Caval from the women's fleet, she injured her right ankle in a crash, almost like in skiing, like when one ski falls off but the other ski stays on. Is that something that's common, and is there any way to prevent that or repair that?
I wouldn't say it's like too common, but you know, like we have a possibility to prevent only some kind of like injuries, because not all injuries can be prevented. Like for example, when something happens like on the water, when it's not like really usual situation, then maybe you can like prepare yourself to like reduce the probability of an injury, but it's never zero. So sometimes it is what it is. Like the beauty of a life of a sports person. So.
Cool. Well, I can pick your brain all day, but my last question is, can I assume that you work with other athletes, or you have in the past?
Yes, I have. I mean, aside of the kite team, our kite team, I work regularly in a clinic. So I not only work with the sports people, but I work with regular people also. But other than that, I have worked with basketball team. Other than kite, like when we were talking sports, I have worked with basketball team. I have worked with skiers for a little bit, and boxers. And I like longest episode of my sports career, I worked with American football team.
Awesome. Okay, so comparing the Formula Kite athletes with all the other sports, even American football, are they like cooler and more fun, or are they like more serious?
That's why I'm here, right? So it's like, yeah, of course. They're really cool, and I think we're friends with them, so it's like.
What do you think the big difference is between the water sports athletes and then those other athletes that are in those really kind of confined sports?
So I would say like, given for example, like the American football team, it's like they are usually in contact with one another. So out there, it's like less predictable. Here we have some contusions that are more probable to happen, and we know better how to prepare them for that, and what to work, what to relax, what we have to take care of, so that the injury doesn't happen and their performance can be at the highest level possible. So yeah, that would be like the most differential thing for me.
Awesome. Well, that was it Mateusz? Mateusz, the physio for the Polish team. Everyone, thank you so much. Thanks for bringing me into your loop. Good luck increasing your followership. Maybe. So, and actually, one thing you might want to do is get in the pump foil competition here and document that, and then that might boost your viewership. So we're gonna go check that out. I'm gonna throw this over to Benny over here. Benny, you ready to catch this?
Got it.
Thank you so much, guys.
Okay, let's go to see the pump foil. Okay. You want to change the battery now? Okay, let's go to see the pump foil. They are waiting for the wing, so we're trying to find stuff to do, and they have a setup for pump foiling. We'll see how it's look. Looks like there is a few riders there. Yeah. And we have Chris also with us. He's in pro in foiling, so he will also give us advice how to do it. Looks like we have Ricky, Sam, Cedric, Lucas. Yeah, it will be interesting. Let's see. Oh, we have a pro, Sam Dixon. He's a pro. Huh? He's doing really well. Huh?
65.
He's 60 kilo, looks like. I don't think he's 60 kilo. Super chill. Huh? You could see him. Like a pro. Ah, 1 foot in the water. Almost there. That's definitely the best training you can have for kite falling. Cardio is burning, leg is burning. Okay. Okay, he will finish. The hair is already dry. It's not nice for the other one. The other one will try. I'm not sure they will be the same as him. Lucas' turn. Hey, Lucas, you're in live, huh? You're in live, huh? Let's see how it's look. Okay. You almost there. Sam, give us some advice.
I think it's just getting used to the setup. They're all so different. Yeah, 10 more tries and he has it maybe.
Okay, how many times do you do pump foil?
Not a lot, but yeah, once you're used to the setup, if you start from the dock with this, it's easy. And then it's a bit hard with the ladder because it wobbles, but... Yeah,
Okay,
we'll see if
Ricky, let's see what Ricky can do. Oh, he needs two people to hold the dock.
Go more back.
Full focus.
Yeah! Almost. Too far forwards.
Almost there.
No, it's your turn, huh?
No, no, man, not my turn.
Come on!
Whose turn now? Wojtek? No. You keep some energy. Cedric?
Voigt has an important day if we go racing.
Okay. Allez, Ricky. Ricky want to do it again. Looks really not easy to do, huh? Okay, second try for Ricky. All right, Ricky. Yeah. Almost there. That's definitely not the most easiest sport. Lucas, how it's going? You like this sport?
Huh?
You like this sport?
Yeah, for 2032, huh?
2022. The ambition are really far. Did you try already?
Not yet, not yet.
Why not? Why not today?
I don't know if I'm best at it, but maybe I'd give a try.
What else to do now?
Sorry?
What else to do now?
Maybe I would go fishing rather.
Fishing?
Fishing and catch
Or
nothing.
falling with friends also.
Also, yeah.
Right. Lucas? Wow. That don't look really stable, huh?
We need the Piotr foil.
What do you need?
Piotr foil.
What is it?
Yeah.
It's another foil?
Yeah.
Picture foil? Okay. So you say it's not the Ricky? So it's not you, the problem is the foil then?
No, it's me for sure. I never pump, just 3 times. Also Cedric.
Yeah, we can see.
But it's Swiss, it's strange that it doesn't pump.
Yeah, Swiss guys are doing it a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, Sam, show us how to do. Show them. Ah, okay. Right, do you have advice for Cedric maybe?
Just pump and go.
It looks easy like this, huh?
Pump and go, okay, thanks.
More in the back, no?
Yeah, more in
Okay, show us how to do.
So you can glide further, don't pump straight away, just glide and then pump. Yeah.
Man, you're really bad.
What did you say?
He said, man, you're really bad. So now Lucas goes.
So now it's your turn then.
Thank you for making me skip the line.
All right, you have advice?
This guy needs more help than the glass.
Hai messo gli occhiali con l'accetto?
Sì, ho fatto un attimo lo switch.
How to do, huh?
Non me lo sbattere addosso.
Watch and learn.
Watch and learn.
Watch and learn.
We watch, huh? Choo! So watch and don't learn, huh? All right, the boss turn now.
Pulling now.
Show us how it's work.
This feels like it's about to break.
No, it will not break. You're light.
Yeah, I'm light.
Kite foiler's light.
Just 95.
Okay, do a takeoff then. Allez, Sam. Of course you can do it. You showed us before
No
already.
pressure, Sam.
No, no pressure.
Of course you can do it.
Wow. Looks so easy.
I'm more amazing if you go after Sam now.
You have the pressure then. Chris, come with us. You're also expert in pump foiling and all of this discipline. Can you
Oh,
tell us
man.
more about it?
Oh, absolutely. Well, the fantastic thing about this is, you know, you go for downwind foiling. Where's our cameraman? We go downwind foiling, kite foiling, surf foiling, wake foiling. You go through all these different foiling disciplines, and when the breeze dies, when there's nothing, no waves, no anything, which is like most of the world, right? Yeah. Like lakes, rivers, ponds, bathtubs, you know, pools. This is the only foiling thing that's actually the most accessible form of foiling. One thing we found, I work with Foiling Week in Lake Garda and in Pensacola, and one thing we found is that it seems like the hardest thing in the world, which Ricky just showed us. But it really doesn't take that many more tries, especially if you have any foiling experience, to get it going. So what started as kind of a niche thing, like something that only like, you know, random surf foilers would do, or crazy people jumping off rocks, has turning out to be one of the most accessible forms of foiling. You saw this foil is literally designed for pump foiling. What is it, like more than a meter?
Yeah,
and
1 meter 30, I think.
1 meter 30 foil? You would never want to surf that, wing that. You would never want to paddle that. You wouldn't want to touch it with anything else. But check this out. Everyone's giving it a go. Falling is fun, which is what we like, trying new things. And, you know, these kite foilers are loaded up on a kite for balance. So it's really easy to just fine tune that and have something to pull against. Once you get rid of that kite, send it back, and we'll just kind of give this a little break. We still have the AP up, and we're going to wait for a little while, maybe shut the live down for a little bit. So thanks for watching. This has been so much fun. We have fun everywhere. Your turn next now. Can you pump foil? You got to try it.